Hello guys, welcome to Data Speak. So today we're going to be learning on how to do selecting, clearing and moving pivot table within the pivot table environment. So without wasting much of your time, let's get busy. So this is the data we're going to be using, and this is what we're using for this series of pivot table. So we're going to create our pivot table first. We know how to create it. We'll go to insert, we click on pivot table. So it's giving us a range from 1 to 701. So what I normally do is scroll down to check if that is it. So it's good. So what I do, I click OK. I'm just going to create a simple pivot table, sales by profit and sales profit against product. And I'm going to filter it by segment and what country. So let me apply a filter on the segment. I just want to see sales for enterprise. And for country, I'm interested about Mexico. So right now, what we are actually seeing here now is the sales and profit for segment enterprise and country Mexico. Now, as I said, our topic today will be on how to do what to clear pivot table, select pivot table, and move pivot table from one cell or one worksheet or one sheet to another. So you see, once I click on the pivot table, you find that there's this two tab called pivot table tools. It will automatically highlight itself. So in the design, that's where you can design your table. You can give it whatever color you want, whatever design you want. Then on the next one, we have the analyze. In the analyze, we have many options. What we can do on analyze is on this analyze where we have the pivot chart. If we want to create a chart from what we want to do. But today, what we are interested is about the action. On the action section, we have to do with what the clear, select, move pivot table. So let's start with the first one. On the clear aspect, so once you click on this clear aspect, it will give you two options. The first say clear all, and the second one say clear filter. Let me start with the second one and demonstrate what you mean by that. So imagine that, like our pivot table already is being filtered by enterprise and Mexico. So once I hit clear filter, it's going to take away that filter from both country and segment and return it back to normal. So when I click filter, you see our pivot table return back to normal. So that is the essence of what? Clear filter. Now, the other option is what? Clear all. Clear all means that once I hit clear all, it will do what? It will remove the pivot table. We're going to start it from scratch. So once I click clear all, you find that our pivot table is gone. So that is how to do what? To clear filter and what? Clear your pivot table. I'm just going to do redo. So I'll bring it back for me to explain the next one. The next one we have select. Now you can select the entire pivot table. For example, you want to copy the pivot table to another page so that you can work two pivot tables in the same sheet simultaneously. So once you click select all, you cannot do what? You copy. You can paste. Let me say, for example, I'll paste it here. Now the good thing is that now on this one, I can work on this one without affecting the first one. Let me, for example, I want to filter by Canada. So right now I'm seeing Canada, which means it's not being affected by the first pivot table we created. So let me work on the, let's go back to a pivot table. So once I click on segment, let me filter by government. You see now, I can now work with two pivot tables on the same sheet. Without what? Interfering with order. There's another way of also doing it. There's another way of doing the select also. You can just highlight, use your mouse, highlight the range, Ctrl C, then select any cell, and you paste. So let me filter this one by small business. You find that now I can work with three pivot table on the same sheet without affecting each, with non affecting each other. So that's how to do it. We select our pivot table in order if we want to copy to another one. Then the last topic we're going to treat today is talk about move pivot table. For example, now I want to move this particular pivot table, this one, which has been I want to see that of the country filtered by Canada. I want to move it to another sheet. So once I click on it and I go on move pivot table, it will give me two options. One, to a new worksheet or an existing worksheet. So I need a new worksheet. So I'll click OK. You see, it will bring us forward. It will move that pivot table to another new worksheet. So this is what we have today. Like I said earlier on, so we'll be learning on how to do what selecting, clearing, and moving of pivot table. So if today happens to be your first time on this channel, please, I would like you to click the like button and subscribe. And if you've not watched our previous videos, because this is a series on pivot table, whatever you want to learn about pivot table, that's what we're doing on this series. So I advise you watch from the pivot one, the last section we are. Okay, thank you very much and thanks for your time.